Hey, howdy gamers, how are we doing today, huh? I am really glad to be back here in my little basement doing this intro for Spider Psychology 102. Following the recording for the first video in the series, How to Think Like a Penny Player, I was designing the thumbnail and Spider Psychology felt like a much more creative name. It felt like a name that was far more catchy, you know, very much like Spy Psychology. So thanks to Jonto Hill too, because that is his baby, Spy Psychology, that I have definitely not ripped off. Also moving forward, we are going to be having 3 specific focuses that I'm going to outline before the matches start. So before we get into the first match here today for Spider Psychology 102, we are going to be looking at, in our 3 games today, countering dive characters as Penny, as well as diving characters yourself. We are going to be looking at flank route mine traps and just how effective they can be. And we are going to be looking at how to not establish a front line, but how to establish yourself as the front line. Those are going to be the 3 focuses for today. So, without any further ado, let's get into the first match. Alrighty, so we are here in the first game. We are looking to have a good time. We are on the new Central Park map. I've had a bit of experience playing against both offense and defense in this map. I think it's pretty good overall. Solid tanking on offense. You know, like I've said in the past, not the strongest that Penny can be, but still a very strong tank, especially with the right flank that I'm going to take here. I hear a Spider-Man. I'm looking back. There he is. He's running. There we go. Okay, got him to go away. Perfect. Alright, chuck my nest down here, and we're going to head right. Gonna chuck some mines in. Hopefully I should hit a couple of them. Not quite enough to deal with that, so I'm just gonna web zip over here, and now I'm behind them. And that's what I wanted. So Thor definitely knows I'm here. So does their Bucky, as it turns out. Bucky's low, Bucky's down. Thor is getting my nest, and this is now really problematic. Get back in the Loki healing. Yes, perfect. Oh, thank you so much, Loki. That's alright, so we're going to chuck our nest down here. It's not perfectly out of view. Yep, and that's how, so immediately started taking damage. We're going to stun the Thor while he's still here. Going to try and stun the Spider-Man. Get him mid-swing, which is really nice, actually. Going to need to place my nest a little bit further back than I normally like to. But we nearly have ults, and we're going to be able to push in fairly soon. This magic is kind of overextending, especially into a nest, but my nest did actually go down there, unfortunately. So we are going to hold this front line here. This Thor is really annoying. Trying to get grabbed. As soon as I've got my nest back, I am going to place it down, and then I'm going to ult. Oh, nope, no I'm not. We're going to adapt to the situation and die. Yeah, that is a really unfortunate set of events. Spider-Man is low, though. He's going to get away. That's really unfortunate. Stun the magic. There we go. Magic's down again. Gonna chuck a couple mines forward as I try and set up my nest here. We do have a Venom now. I see the team up down there. As Bucky's low, he goes down. Jeff's low. He's gonna heal himself. I'm gonna get dragged back by the Invisible Woman, which is a really nice play. I do have the ability to take some space here. The Jeff goes down, so the Thor self-sustain is immediately lost. As I'm gonna stun that Spider-Man. Dodge that. Place my nest back down and ult. Yes. And all I am doing with this is I am just saying this whole point, this whole area, yeah, this is all mine, all of it. You can, that's a silly decision is what that is, but they do manage to get the nest down first. And there goes the point. Okay, unfortunate, we're gonna have to go eat a couple hits from the Invisible Woman. Shift ability, I think it is, with the I have weird keybinds, as you may be able to tell. So I tend to try to avoid using keybinds as a call out. He's gonna push in. That's okay. That's Bucky is low. Bucky is really low, actually. I don't know what this Spider-Man thinks he's doing. Ryan doing nothing. That's fine. Head in. You. When you can, especially as Penny, you need to focus the healers. Because on offense, as the off-tank, your job is going to be to make sure that your tank has the easiest time possible. And when you have sustain on your healers, or via your healers rather, and your enemies don't have sustain because their healers are dead, that is the absolute best possible situation that one can be in as the off-tank. You want to make sure that they don't have self-sustain so that your tank can shred through them, and you want to make sure that your tank does have self-sustain so that he can't get shredded through. So as that off-tank, you want to be making sure that you are dealing with their healers, making their life hard, trapping their routes back, and overall, just chucking a ton of damage in the front line and the back line. Which sounds like you need to be everywhere, but what I really mean is that rather than focusing on all the mid fights, you want to make sure that you're behind your healers protecting them from divers, or really in the front line causing problems, diving their healers, basically. Those are, as the offensive off-tank, those are your two best options. Right? Right now I'm in this little mid-range. I'm not helping our Venom, and I'm also not helping our healers. So I'm really, really out of position. And in doing so, I might survive. Especially with something like that happening. Are you going to keep coming? No. Okay, so I do manage to get out. But that was also, like, just genuinely terrible for the team. So I did miss my stun, but he missed his grab. Got to back up. Didn't back up enough. He's going to get hit by the... nest. He's half. He's low. Here we go. My nest is down, but that is okay. I'm going to protect the healers here. There's divers. That is okay. Bang, bang. Fuck. See, the annoying thing, as I am out of position here once more, and I will go down. The annoying thing about the Invisible Woman when matching up into Penny is the fact that her orb ability, the orb that just does DOT, damage over time, is just really, really good at destroying your mines, because unless they are already on the ground and hidden underneath the web, they just kind of get... They just kind of get, like, destroyed. Like, just basically, if you don't have a web on them, or you just throw them in as a battle mine, which is a great tactic. That I 100% stand by. But if you do, you just kind of... Oh, you did, like, I can't throw mines here now, because that's there. Oh, fucking lagging a little bit. That's less than ideal. This Thor knows what he's doing, so I'm gonna, like I showed last week, I'm going to destroy that as much as I can. Or not last week, 2 weeks ago, I believe. Like I showed last time. How about that? But there we go. Keep our healers supported. Keep the anti-dive webs up. Keep moving your nest. Health regen is incredible. There we go. Hide the mines. Place more. Stun. Stun. And ults. Here we go. Okay, that is really annoying timing, admittedly, but we stun him on the nest. Bucky's low. There we go. That's an ace. Alright, again, playing backline, keeping the payload moving forward. If you're not diving or preventing dives, you are at least partially wasting your time. It doesn't even need to be dives, though. Like, the mines that I'm just tossing in over the top, that's just bothering their healers for the most part, right? It's not doing a huge amount of damage. If it hits, it's doing 100. And that's not really a ton, especially for a healer who can just deal with it. As this Groot is going to try and wall me up the stairs, I guess. I'm going to miss my stun there, but that's okay, because I'm going to Penny on in. The Jeff got somebody, potentially. I wasn't able to save them. And I got knocked off. That is really unfortunate. Place my nest down again. Keep the stuns going, keep the mines going in. A lot of them are going to get destroyed by stray projectiles, but any that get through are going to be a great boon. Spider-Man diving in, that is a foolish play on his part, as the Bucky nearly got knocked off into the void. Mines that you aren't ever expecting are always your best friend in this game, because they will detonate at the most random time and give you incredible kills for effectively free. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna Venom in to get enemies off of the point by force. There goes their Jeff. I'm going to get hopefully a stun going. I miss. Don't die here. There we go. He's down. Yes, huge. And that is game. Not yet. Yeah, we go. Okay, she's C9'd off the point. We will chuck the GG in the chat for the first game. And I feel like that was a pretty effective example of how to play both as a diving tank and how to prevent dives. And we are back. We are on Hell's Heaven. One of my favorite maps as Penny, because of how much value you get out of the tight corridors. We are once again running a 1-3-2, which I don't hate on this map. I think it's quite good. And we have the frozen airfield up first. On a map like this, our biggest focus is going to be off route or flank route traps. The more that I can use the flank routes and trap them with hidden mine traps, the more that the team is going to be able to take advantage of pushing through the main route with less resistance. Right? So immediately, gonna chuck a trap up there, move my nest, get attacked by a Spider-Man, who that should not have hit me, quite frankly. But that's fine, because I'll set up another nest and another trap on the flank routes. As this spider, this Scarlet Witch, quite frankly, has no idea what she's doing. And there's that trap going off. Loki, Magneto, Scarlet Witch, so they do have the team up. Cloak and Dagger. They've got a lot of healing. Destroy the Ankhs, always. Who's their last? Squirrel Girl. Okay, so they do have the Spider-Man and Squirrel Girl team up. Spider-Man behind us here somewhere. How does that Loki already have ult? That's insane, quite frankly. And here is the double Cloak and Dagger ults. We are going to place another trap on this wall and then re-up the invisibility for that one. That is fine. We can deal with a couple of fellas in front of us as I will ult in, force you to chase me in. And it is, yeah, going to be very, very easy to push in now that we have a bunch of focus on me and not a ton on the flank routes that could be problematic, especially with a Spider-Man who is now dead. This is one of my favorite setup spots on this map. It gives you access to 1, 2, and just above 3 flank routes. A ton of pressure into the enemy team if they try and push you in. I'm going to try and drag him in here as I hear the Wolverine ult going off. I have been knocked off the point, so I'm going to set up behind. And I'm going to have to basically trade the Wolverine for half of my Nest's HP. I guess I've only got my Hela here. Yeah, I'm going to need to back up here. They do almost have it. I could be using a lot of the anti-dive tactics that we showed in the last round, as we are going to have the opportunity to push in and force OT here. As their ult is finally run out, but they might do another one. Yep, they've got the healer ult from the Loki copying the Invisible Woman. That is a magic coming in. So here, I'm going to get rid of the flank route. I'm going to make sure that that is not an option that they can take, at least for a second, before I get grabbed by the Wolverine and absolutely ganked, quite frankly. We are on the Super Soldier Factory for number 2. This one's a lot more open, but I do have the big push spot that I like taking early on. It gives me access to a couple of flank routes that I can get rid of. As there's one of them, as I'm just going to have to land over by the health pack, as this Hulk and Wolverine seem intent on pushing me. I'll stun this magic while I'm here, as she is low as all get out, and we have the opportunity to get her, and we do. Hulk is half. While I'm not doing what I initially hoped to be doing, what we are doing right now is quite valuable, as we are going to up on the Loki. And he vanished. So we are going to head over, trap this flank route, and there's a banner in front of us who is 1 HP, and we can take him out. As I hear my traps going off, which is something that you absolutely love as a Penny player, but uh-oh, here comes the us against the world, and Le Hulk. I managed to get the Spider-Man by accident, always a funny occurrence. And here comes the second Cloak and Dagger ult from the Loki ult. That is problematic, but ultimately okay. We can outlast this, especially with the support from our Jeff here, as we're going to get rid of the Loki clone. Good etiquette to always get rid of them when you have the opportunity, as I did. And I'm going to chuck another hefty trap up here. And because they now like taking this route instead, I'm going to go and cut this one off as well. But this... There goes the Cloak and Dagger. I'm going to stun the Invisible Woman out of her ult. I'm hearing a Spider-Man, but again, the stun is just too powerful sometimes. And that is going to be a really, really good second round. We're here on the Eldritch Monument for round 3, winner takes all, and we are attacking from my less favorite side to attack from. I prefer attacking from the left here, but no, we're attacking from the right. As we've got the thing. Here's the thing. There goes the thing. And we've got a cap that we're going to need to deal with. So this is the same as any other dive character, and the same for all of our flank routes here today. It is just going to be about picking the right flank routes and making sure that we can cause enough problems on those flank routes with mine traps. And we are going to chuck a cheeky little mine trap down here and head back to the fight. And this is where we're going to need to hop in to be able to take space. As somebody is currently destroying my nest. I don't know who, and that's kind of problematic. I'm assuming it was the Punisher, as that cap was one hit for just a second there. Is my... Yes, it is. I'm going to chuck a couple more on that. And re-up the web just so that it is fresh and doesn't get accidentally deleted, as we have the cap popping in. And that is the Loki's name. So that is going to be the Loki ult. That is okay though. We will destroy our nest and head on over towards this health pack. Grab it. Or at least defend it from this Cloak and Dagger so that they can't get it. And there goes the mine trap, killing that Bucky before he was able to react. I'm going to chuck more mines down by the health pack because people are generally going to be weak enough to be able to get done in by that by the time that they are there. That wasn't a real sentence, but I'm going to leave it in. We're going to chuck another web down covering that, and we are going to chuck another trap down just here again. Tends to be a pretty okay trap spot, especially if you can bait them in on that flank route. And it looks like they're taking this right flank or just pushing main into the entire enemy team, which really is not the play from that Thor. As here comes their Cloak and Dagger to take some space. Loki clone is down. Jeff getting pushed by the tickle monster himself. But we don't have to really deal with it, as we have the ability to just chill. Cloak tried getting my nest. Doesn't quite work. My webs have gone down. My mines, sorry, have gone down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a trap on these stairs, basically. I hear somebody taking it. That was a foolish decision, Captain America. I hate to break it to you. You can assemble all you want. It's spider time. The flank routes are mine, unfortunately. That's going to get me, but he's going to spit me out because he is the GOAT, and he's going to try and counter-ult. Our shark does get both of the prominent problematic enemies, and the counter shark doesn't look like it's going to do too much as the Loki tried making it back onto the point. And here are the final stats for the game. And we are here in the beautiful city of Ixgard on the Yggdrasil path, ready to stop Loki's Yggdrasil tapping device from being destroyed. We are on defense on the convoy map. The last thing that we will focus on is frontline defense. It's basically going to be the opposite of the first game, where we were playing offense and playing dive and counter dive and all this. No, today we are the defense, is what we are looking to do. In this game, we are the defense. They cannot stop us. We are the front line. As the Wolverine did try to grab me there, but, I mean, just kind of failed. Their Luna is low. She's going to be able to heal it back up, and I'm going to actually need to back up. The pressure was just too much there. Oh, Jesus. So, frontline tanking. What is the difference between that and a normal Penny game? Or, like, how am I defining that in relation to other types of Penny gameplay?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
In relation to other types of Penny gameplay, it is really, really team-centric. You have to trust your team. Random or not, your team are going to be your lifeline. They're going to be the end-all and be-all. Not going to be able to get, or did we get the Iron Fist? The Wolverine really missing with a lot of his dives, which is good news for us. It means that he's not particularly proficient. And that is just not a good spot to put my nest right now. The cap, he's pushed in. And I would have loved to have taken more advantage of the fact that he'd pushed in way too much. But no, the Lunar ult along with the cap ult is going to be enough to deal with us here. But the Luna does go down after overextending. The rocket goes down after overextending. You don't see that too often. The magic goes down. Oh no, that was a cap. There goes their Wolverine. I need to actually place this behind here a little bit. And that is okay. It covers that right flank. We get the magic mid-ult, which is huge value. Now, she did get rezzed, clearly, because she's back immediately. But Cap is not going to have the shield to be able to outlast me forever. And there he goes. Iron Fist doesn't have the damage output to deal with a Penny that can self-heal. He barely has the health to survive a single flurry of blows from a Penny, as he's going to go down. Wolverine's going to get stopped mid-grab. Iron Fist is back because of the rocket res again. Wolverine's trying to grab me again. But frontline DPS, I can largely leave this to our rocket cheaper town hall. That is less than ideal, obviously, as this cap is really testing my patience. No, he is doing his job. As much as I am not a fan of it, it is what he is meant to do. As we are going to keep pushing in. This magic well out of position here. That's another thing while we're here. Frontline tanking, especially as a solo tank Penny on defense, if you see somebody out of position in your backline, you gotta go for them, as I miss my... What the fuck kind of res spot is this? Hello? I have no idea where he saw that, where he found that spot. As I'm going to take the point back, just quietly. Got a ton of webs laid down there. I'm going to chuck a bunch of mines down there. Here comes a Groot. Alright, I love fighting into Groots. Because they don't have self-sustain, and most Groots don't understand that they don't actually have a good kit to deal with Penny's Nest. They think they do, but they don't really. Because what they have is they have a kit that is able to displace Penny's Nest and not actually destroy Penny's Nest. I'm going to get the rocket accidentally, which is always funny. chuck a couple mines down the choke point and get back. You gotta always get back. And it wasn't even me there that got us the win, but it was the team taking advantage of the numbers. So, those were some really fun games today. I am super glad to have been able to play on those. They were really, really good examples of what I wanted to show. The third game, the third game admittedly really wasn't as long as the other two, but that was because of the suffocating defense that we really laid down. They just couldn't break through. You can't break through when a Peni is set up so aggressively and so strong. Now, something that I did also want to sort of address and say is that, like, you know, I'm not getting MVP in every single one of these games that I'm playing in Spider Psychology, but that is not going to be the key indicator for success. The key indicator for success, win or loss, although I don't think we've had a loss yet in this series, is going to always be whether or not you're a contributing team member, whether or not you're able to provide a decent amount of value for your team. And I feel like, especially in that third match, and also in the second match with the flank route mines, not getting MVP is fine because the damage output, the key picks, the distraction plays, they're all stuff that doesn't show up on the scoreboard. Now, look, I don't know how to say this without being awkward, so I really hope that this is like mid-text roll in the outro. But there are a couple of things that I would be interested in doing as extra work for potentially something like a Patreon. I don't want to be that guy though, so if you guys are interested, do let me know. You can either chuck that in the comments if you would be interested in stuff like film review, stuff like specific tips, mine and nest placements in very like specific circumstances. Like the Patreon would be getting into very the nitty gritties of Peni tech and optimizing her to the most of your abilities, but there will still be a ton of general content put out on this main channel here. So do let me know if that would be something that you guys would be interested in. If you don't want to chuck a comment, that's fine. You can also join the Discord server. The link will be in the description for that. But otherwise, I really want to thank you guys for watching and hope you have an absolutely fantastic day.
Khonshu guides me, just not always in the right direction.
Why can I not... Hello? Hello?
Pretty sure I'm still the
Can I do this one? I can do this one? Why the fuck can't I do this one? What? For practice. Fuck you mean in queue for practice? Alright, whatever.
Khonshu.
Alright.
The spider controlling my suit is small, but fierce.
We are going to
Just like me.
display. Just get rid of these for a sec. I'm actually also going to grab this real quick, just so we don't have to worry about it later.